Last week, I had the doubtful privilege of spending a day in hospital. Now, when I went into the hospital, I didn't know that it was going to be the full day, but it did pan out to be a rather long day. My first encounter when I registered with the first person wasn't very positive. She was behind a piece of glass, we couldn't hear each other well, and the experience was not very great. She sent me up to the ward where they would admit me, and on the way there in the elevator, I came to the decision that I'm going to change this dynamic. It was going to be a long day for me if it stayed this kind of semi-grumpy. It's bad enough that you have to do medical things or have medical things done to you. If you're not in a great mood through this all, I'm sure it won't be a good thing. So I decided there and then in the elevator, I'm going to apply some of the learnings that the brain guy, Terry Small, taught us at recent retreats with my McKay Forum groups. He taught us a tool to help your brain make you a better person, that will make you stronger, that will build your relationships. It will make you stronger if you have to sell something. It will make you stronger to build relationships, everything. This number one tool is to remember people's names. Now, I'm not sure if you're like me, but I so easily forget names. And I needed some help. So, in the training, he taught us a simple trick. When you come to a person and you introduce yourself, you have to not just say, "Hi, this is my name," and they say, "Hi, there's their name," and then you start chatting with them. That's not what's going to help your brain. You have to repeat their name back to them. So, for instance, if you come to someone and say, "Hi, my name is Nico," and the person says, "Hi, my name is Susan," then you are supposed to say, "Hi, Susan, it's great to meet you. I've got a sister-in-law whose name is Susan too, so I'm going to remember your name easily." Or anything like this. You don't have to say that second part, but as long as you make the connection, your brain has got a connection to remember the person's name. And because you say the name, the chances of remembering it goes up. Now, in subsequent sentences, it's also a good idea to put the name in there from time to time so that it cements down. This really helps. So I thought, I'm going to give this a try. I arrived at the ward where I was supposed to go, and I arrived at this busy station, and there was a lady busy with lots of paperwork. So I stood next to her, and once she saw me, she said to me, "What's your name?" And I said, "This is my name." So she looked on her list and she said, "Oh yes, we're ready for you." I said, "That's nice, but what's your name?" And she looked at me for a moment and then she said, "Amanda." I said, "Oh, nice to meet you, Amanda. It's not the best of days for me, perhaps, with everything, but I hope we're going to have a great time together." She had a little chuckle and she took me in, where I was put on a bed, and there was a very busy nurse busy around me. The ward was busy, sort of a 4-bed ward. People were coming and going, and they had a lot of admin, lots of computer work to do. So the nurse did her stuff, and she rolled over to me with her computer card, and she said to me, "What's your name?" And I said, "My name is Nico." And she looked up her charts and she started asking me questions. And by the second question, I said, "Yeah, that's my answer, but what's your name?" And she said, "My name is Mindy." So I said, "Hi, Mindy, it's nice to know you, and I can see you're a very competent nurse. You're really busy, and I can see you get stuff done." So we chatted a little bit, and she asked me questions, and every time she came by, she would ask something, and I would answer her, and I would use her name. I tried this pattern the whole day, and it made a massive difference. From there, the orderly who came, I got the name, into the operating theater, the anesthesiology assistant, then the anesthesiologist, the nurses inside, the technicians, everyone, the guy who did the blood, everyone, I got their names. And the whole time I chatted with them. And it's funny, your brain does remember these names if you repeat them. So it was like they could chat with me because I knew their names. And so they chatted to each other, and then they included me because I knew their names. Funny how that works. Anyways, the whole experience that was several hours long felt much shorter. When I came to after the anesthetic, it was great to see there's Mindy again, and she was there with something for me to drink. And there was Navneet, and the other one, and Javli. And it was just a fabulous time until I could leave. So I've written the names down so that I don't forget them in the end. But I want to say thank you to Mindy, to Tavli, to Ramon, to Boris, to Linda, to Monica, to Michelle, to Atala, to Victor, to Dr. Lemater, to Dr. Barry Tornello, to Navneet, and back to Mindy. These were just maybe 80% of the people who worked with me that day. We are so privileged to have people like our medical professionals who care for us and who go out of their way to serve us. I think we can receive so much more joy and spread so much more joy if we can just simply, respectfully start remembering their names. It's a simple thing to do, and I highly recommend it. You'll have a joyful time. Take my word for it. Hopefully this was helpful. More next week.